Hello, this is Dragon284 again speaking, and I'm going to do this little video a little different on my Green Anoles. I know that I usually do a video specifically on one anole or more, but this time I'm going to do a video on all of my wonderful Green Anoles that I have in my home. This is actually my 30-gallon enclosure, which houses my big male anole as well as my two top females. Now I had to separate my third female, which was also in here, due to the fact that basically she was being the male and my other two females were basically being dominant towards her. So it was best that I just, basically removed her from the cage, and I actually put her into a smaller home for the time being until hopefully I can reintroduce her into this home along with the other two females and Buster. And actually my one female is coming out right now. That's actually my dominant female Yumi. Hold on just a second, I can zoom in closer on her. Now this is my female Yumi. She's actually a dominant female in my enclosure. This is actually in my 30-gallon enclosure. She's actually a dominant female. She's also pretty gravid right now. She's been eating a lot more crickets than usual. Right, Yumi? She's actually my dominant female in the entire enclosure and of all my females that I own. That is why I had to actually separate Daisy, my largest female, from the group, is because basically Yumi and Sora and Buster were all being overly dominant and aggressive towards her. Which is kind of surprising, because I thought usually the bigger the size, the higher chances you have for survival. But apparently that doesn't seem to be the case in this environment. They seem to have picked on the larger female, and seem to just basically to be throwing her out of their territory. Buster doesn't like her, neither does Yumi or Sora. Actually my smallest female is Sora. So I went ahead and separated Daisy into her own enclosure, and this is Yumi right now. Hi, sweetheart! You're so pretty! So she was just fed. She was fed crickets. Anyway, so this is my female, Sora. I've had her since last year, and she's my most dominant female in this enclosure. I get one last zoom in on her, because she usually only comes out to eat. Usually she's out all the time. She's on top. She's a dominant female. Even if Sora or the other females get in her way, she chases them away because she's like, look, I'm on top, you have to go to where you belong down below. And it was pretty bad with Daisy, and that's why I had to separate her, because both Sora and Yumi, of course, and of course Buster, basically didn't want anything to do with her. So I put her into a separate enclosure until hopefully Louie gets big enough, and then hopefully I can actually house them two together in the 16-gallon enclosure I have. Yeah, I know it's not quite a 10 gallons of space per anole minimum required, but it's close enough that I think it will suffice for them too. And of course Daisy's definitely much happier. She seems much more energetic, and she's eating better. I just hand fed her one cricket today, and she's doing great. She seems healthier, more happier, more livelier. She's definitely on top more often. She's basking in the light and stuff, in the basking light. And right now Yumi's just waiting for more crickets, I think. So I'm about to turn this off in 1 second just to make sure she's not hungry, doesn't want any more crickets. So hold on just 1 minute. And I can now see two of them actually right now. So in just 1 second, I'll zoom in on them so you can see them nice and clearly. It's actually my adult male Green Anole. Hi, Buster! What you do, my boy? Yep, I still have Buster. It's okay! He's going back in there. He's kind of scared. I guess he's scared of the camera. It's okay! He's a little scared. That's my male in the enclosure. I also have 4 females. Most of them seem to be hiding right now. I don't see any. I saw one that kind of jumps, but I don't know where she went. If I can catch a video of her, I'm going to get one of my females near the top. This is actually one of my females I rarely ever get a chance to video record. Sora. If I can. It's okay. Told her they're very jumpy. Don't like to be handled or video recorded at all. It's actually in between there. Can I see her head? There she is. Up she goes. That's Sora. She's very quick. I'm gonna get her up a little bit. Come on, Sora! I'm just trying to get her up a little bit just so you can see her. Oh, and they get a little sick, so they're timid, so. Best way to get them out is to kind of, use my hand to kind of get them out to the top. But she went down. Who knows where. Buster went off somewhere too, so I couldn't record him again. I want to show you her, but she went kind of quickly. Well, I've had a lot of videos of her. I just wanted to show you how she's been doing recently. So it's been a while since I recorded her. To kind of show you if they would stay still. But they're not. They're too scared. Oh well. Sometime I'd like to record some of my other females, but you haven't seen yet. I'll take this time to briefly record my actual largest female that I own, Daisy. And this is the one that I was telling you about when I was recording Yumi. She was actually the largest female that I own, and she was the one that was rejected by both Buster and Yumi and Sora in a 30-gallon enclosure. So right now I have her, back up real quick, in this 16-gallon tall enclosure with the bow front aquarium. So that's why I had to keep the lid, because there's no screen that fits it. So I actually had to custom make the screen top in order to let the light show through, and I also had to, basically make this home available for her. Originally, Louie was in this cage, the baby Anole, but I put him in a smaller tank for now until I can hopefully get a larger tank for him, and hopefully I can introduce her back into the 30-gallon, hopefully wish her luck with them. And hopefully hopefully then Buster will accept her into his territory and actually treat her as a novel female. There's some female coming in, and hopefully then Yumi and Sora will also, treat her as one of their own. But right now it doesn't seem to be going too well for them, so especially since it's breeding season, they're getting more aggressive, and she's going to hide. So I'm going to let her go hide. Again, she's my largest female. As you notice, she has a fainter mid-dorsal stripe than Yumi, which I don't know if you're able to see the mid-dorsal stripe on Yumi. She has a very dominant mid-dorsal stripe, and Sora has a pretty bright one as well, but Daisy's, I really don't see her mid-dorsal stripe as often as I do now. Recently I've been seeing it more. But she has a very faint mid-dorsal stripe. When she's green, it actually turns brown. It's only when in her brown phase, and kind of in between is when I see it. It kind of shows through like an off brownish white color. Most of the time it's more of a browner color when she's in her green phase. And sometimes it actually does show through white in her green phase, but very rarely. I can actually see her tail down there. That's actually her tail right there. It's not a branch. That right there, little strip right there you see, is her tail. She's gonna hide underneath the leaves, just wants to hide, maybe a little shy of the camera. But she's better than Yumi or any of the other Anoles is with the camera, at least. She's doing really good. She's just trying to get some cover, hiding from me, possibly, or the camera. And again, she's housed in this 16-gallon, which I had Louie in before. And unfortunately, I had to house Louie in a 5.5-gallon. I basically want to show you most of the Anoles that I do not have in any of my other videos, since you don't know, basically, any of my other Anoles, aside from Buster and Sora and Louie. Most people seem to think I only own these 3 Anoles alone, but no, I definitely own more than that. Of course Yumi now, and of course Daisy, which I'm glad you got to see her. So that shows you every single Anole I have, and of course I've already have a video of Louie, but maybe I can get him back out. I'm going to keep him in this enclosure because I'm actually trying, I think he's become too domesticated, that he's become so lethargic and so lazy, he just eats and basically sleeps most of the time. That's how domesticated he's become, and he's very now I'm going to show you Louie. He's actually very blurry right now. I don't know why it's so dang blurry. That's Louie right there. So hold on just a minute, see if I can get a clear view on him. Well, this is the best I can get of him. For some reason it's coming out blurry, but again, this is Louie, the baby Anole. He hasn't grown too much since you last saw him. He's about 4.5 months old now. He'll be 5 months next month. And, yep. Already, I know. He was 3 months when I last recorded him, and he hasn't grown much since then. So I'm trying to get a clear picture of him. Apparently, I think my battery's getting low. I think I've used up most of the space on it, but I think that's why my videos are so blurry. So just hold on 1 second. Nope, that's the best I can get of him. Unfortunately, it's pretty dang blurry. I'm trying to back up. That's as clear. There we go, as clear as I can get of him. There we go. Hi, Louie. He's turning green. That's a good boy. Like I said, he's pretty domesticated. He's used to handling. Comes right onto my hand. And just rest in the warmth of it. It's okay. I think he's scared. Or he just ate. I can do it too. I may send them back home.